What I'm looking for is their vocal ability and their vocal range. And so I'm going to test a couple of things. Different environments require different things. So I'm going to ask them to come prepared to sing a song. If they can't decide, it's usually Amazing Grace or How Great Is Our God. Pretty general. Everybody kind of knows that. And they're going to wind up singing in a key that's already comfortable for them. And if I feel like they can expand it, I'm going to go up. Now, can you sing that here? Now, can you sing that here? And so I just want to see where their ceiling is, especially for ladies and well, all around, to place them as a tenor, as a bass, as an alto or soprano, and you know their versatility. Then I'll do pitch match. And then I'll just simply get on a keyboard and play a single note and want them to match that note. I'm testing their ear. Then we'll sing a song together and we'll start off in unison. Then I'll break out into a harmony because I want to see if they're able to stay on their note while singing together with somebody else. And so I'll do kind of those tests. It's not fairly extensive, like it'll be half a song or maybe a couple of choruses. And I just want to see where they are. In this environment, we have them work with a click because everything that we do is with a click. And so, hey, can you sing along to this song, Open Up the Heavens, with a click? Can you sing the melody to this song and stay on track? Can you sing the harmony to this song and stay on track? And so we'll add that into the audition process. So we utilize the choir. We do a three-part harmony for the songs. We leverage Planning Center. So we have a rehearsal container where we post all the reference music and whatever songs we're going to be learning. And we have a consistent rehearsal. So we do two rehearsals a month. So they minister on the third weekend of almost every month. Um, and so we rehearse the second week and the week of the third week. So depending on the campus, it'll either be a Tuesday night rehearsal, a Wednesday night rehearsal, or a Thursday night rehearsal. And that's all campus specific, but it's all basically the same material. Not all three campuses do the same songs, but they'll all have plan access to planning center. They'll all have the same length of rehearsal, and it's basically the same format. So basically, we come in. It's from 7 to 9, a 2 hour block of time, and within that time, we look to make a deposit into the choir to prepare them to worship, and then we learn the material for worship. And when it's time to minister, they're not just up there on the stage for the two songs that they learn. They're actually there throughout the worship time. So typically, they'll open up the song with a choir. They'll open up the service with a choir special. They'll stay on the platform throughout the worship set. We'll do the announcements, and then for the offering slot, they'll do a second choir special. And so that's how we've really utilized the choir so far. And we really like plugging them into the worship time. And there's really nothing like having a whole bunch of people on the stage that really just steers worship culture for the church holistically. And so the more that they're involved in worship, the more that you have a whole bunch of people on the stage lifting up their hands, being expressive in worship, is the more that we get to see that in the congregation. And so it's really great. It's really a treat when we have the choir come and minister. So it's so myself and maybe one or two other people will decide on what songs we want to do with the choir for this year. So what we try to do, the reason why we do it is we'll create because we'll have the list ahead of time. We'll be able to create all the reference parts for in preparation for rehearsal. So the choir ministers a total of 8 times a year. So right now it's January, February, March, and April. We'll be off May, June, and July, and we'll come back August, September, October, November. And then for December, we do a special Christmas choir. So that kind of doesn't count in the mix, but it's a total of 8 to 9 times a year. And so I know already ahead of time I need to have at least 16 songs in the pocket for next year. And even if we repeat those songs in a separate month, that's great. But as far in advance on the back end as I know what songs I want the choir to sing, I could get the musicians or somebody to play out the soprano part, the alto part, the tenor part, the bass part if we have one. Um, and so when it's ready to pull out, I just posting those reference songs onto Planning Center, and that's what speeds up the learning time because everything's already tracked out. So we used to do singing. And it's very hard to come by somebody that's consistently singing. So what winds up happening is you'll have a female singing the tenor part and the bass part because that's the person that's available to run the tracks, or vice versa. You'll have a guy singing the alto part and the soprano part, and it just sounds like trash. So we found the most non-evasive way is to just pluck out the parts on the piano. And what's great is it doesn't give a dictation on how to actually sing it so that you can work on dynamics live. Okay, we're going to shorten this word. We're going to sing it like this. We're going to swell here. And that way they're not, but that's not what it says on the reference thing because, people are people. And so it's really just a reference. And so I found that when we just use the piano, it's really just a great tool. It trains their ear. It's very clear, and it doesn't sound like a train wreck. At the end of the day.